Yo guys, what's up? It's Bruce Gates here. Back with another video. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the art I've been working on. Just making comics and drawing. And yeah, let's get into it. So, this is my new comic called MONSTERMEAT. It's pretty ink intensive. Got a lot of little characters in here. As you can see, the designs are very, I'd say, Adventure Time inspired. And yeah, starts off, we got, a little rainy scene. And to preface this, at first when I started writing and kind of storyboarding this idea, I wanted to make the intro be you're very far away, and then over the panels you're actually zooming into the same exact spot. So you start very far away and just seeing all the rain coming down. And then you zoom in and you find a little, castle looking area. Then you get closer and there's the door. And from this point on, you're within the perspective of the main character. And then assumedly you'd, or the viewer would have knocked and the person opens the door. And then this is where the perspective changes. And it says, "Come on in before you catch cold." And he's offering his hand, metaphorically and physically. And he's like, "Hey, I'm Go. What's your name?" And so it sets up, this little zoom in to you're in the perspective, then you're out of the perspective for a shot, then you're right back in, then you're out of it again. And it's just trying to be engaging for the reader, for a first page. So then, we go to page 3. Here we go. And you get another perspective change, now seeing the viewer, the main character, and they're all wet. They're in all these heavy garments and dripping all over the floor. Every time I draw a new comic, I'm very kind of weary of wanting to challenge myself, wanting to be a little different than what I did previously, and that goes in all aspects. So I wanted to make something a little detail-oriented for the beginning of the character and with their costume and whatnot. Also, I like adding in little onomatopoeia, and it's kind of like the passage of time, like ... literally, but you're drawing it in the scene and just kind of letting it be a little background element. I always like that when artists do that, so I try to. And then this person introduced themselves as Jira, and then it goes back to Go. It's like, "Well, it's nice to meet you, Jira. You're welcome to stay here till the storm passes." And, I'm just trying to add a little bit of angle change. I like drawing characters that are kind of goofy looking and ugly. I just find it more interesting. And the weirder the facial expression, the more fun it is for me to draw. And then, I like this panel a lot. I like the use of blank space as Go's silhouette, but I also very much like this drawing of Jira. And kind of how distant it makes the character look. And so nods, this Jira nods, and then it's like, "Excellent, follow me." And it's real quick though. This is an issue I just found out today. I totally didn't think about this or missed it when I was writing, but it says, "What are doing all the way out here in these conditions?" And it should be, "What are you doing?" or "What are you doing?" And then it's, "If you don't mind me asking." And Jira, just as mysterious as they've been, is like, "I got lost while camping." And yeah, so you're not exactly under the impression that Jira's willing to tell the whole truth, but you're not sure yet. So from there, it then goes back to Go, and it's like, he realizes that Jira's probably not going to say much. So he's just trying to get back to whatever he's been up to. So he's like, oh, well then, follow me. And you can see he's a little bored in this. That was on purpose, He's maybe tired and he's just trying to get through it. He's being nice, but at the same time, he's wanting to get back to his busyness. And you can see the background right there. And here you are. You can stay in this room for tonight. Hopefully the storm passes soon, so you can be safely on your way. So you get the idea that both of them are maybe a little nervous or anxious. And then Jira finally seems a little bit more thankful, opening up. Wonderful, thank you. And then Go is looking kind of happy. I really appreciate your kindness, Go. Yep, you're very welcome, Gira. When I was writing this, I actually I write jokes in my stories just out of the pure desire to just want to do it for myself. And so Go, mishearing the name or misremembering the name is just a funny little detail. And then as soon as Jira tries to correct Go, he just automatically is like, well, anywho, good night, sleep well. And, he gets going and leaves Jira to their own devices. So, yeah, and these are other little things I like to add into my lettering is the sizing of my lettering. I like it to mean something. So it's like, well, anywho, good night. And then the sleep well is smaller because it's maybe, not meant to be as, meaningful as these other words. So those are things I like to keep in mind. And also just, I'm not the greatest letterer, but I like to mess around with it looking a little funky and stuff. And yeah, I could definitely improve. And it's been a while since I actually drew these pages, but yeah. And I really like this panel, actually. I like, if you get the silhouette of it, it's very nice, this kind of, this blocking right here, this blocking here, then Jira's head, and then Go, and the arrow showing Go turned and left. And Go is a ghost, haha. So you can see through Go as he walks away, and that's why you can see the edge of that door through his body. So, and yeah, again, leaves Jira to enter the room, and yeah, we'll pick up from here next time. But I just wanted to post these little breakdowns as I go, and I post these pages on my Instagram. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good one. Peace.